Hello there. If you're looking to learn how to make a compiler, you've clicked the right video. I am Muhammad Aliuddin bin Azmi, matrix number BTAL 180592. From Faculty of Informatics and Computing, Universiti Sultan Zainal Abidin, UniSZA. As part of my coursework for compiler development subject, this is a video project presentation where I will teach you how to create your own compiler using Java. Before we proceed to actually making a compiler, we must first have a few things prepared beforehand. First, we need to have JDK 8 installed, that is the Java Development Kit, which is very important for everything to work properly. To get the JDK version 8, it's as simple as going to your Google search and looking for JDK version 8. Make sure you choose the right installer for your operating system. In my case, it will be Windows x64. Once you've downloaded the JDK, just install it. Second, we'll be using the IDE called NetBeans version 8.2. To get NetBeans 8.2, it's the same thing as the JDK, just search for NetBeans and download it there. Since we're just using Java, we just download the latest one, which is the Java SE package bundle. Install NetBeans 8.2. Make sure you select JDK 8 because if you have a latest JDK, NetBeans won't work. This might take a while depending on your hardware configuration. After installing NetBeans, we'll need to install the Antler editor plugin into our NetBeans IDE. To add a plugin, we go to Tools up here, click Plugins, go to Download it, Add Plugins, and then find the plugin. The download link for the plugin will be in the video description below. It is Antler version 4 NetBeans. It's in an MBM format. Once that's added, we click Install. Next, accept the agreements. Continue with that, and then we now restart the NetBeans. Once everything is set up and working, we can move on to the next step. We shall create a Java application project. To create the project, we go to File, New Project, make sure it's Java, Java application, click Next. Then we will name our project. Since this is my assignment, I have to name it after my matrix number, in which case it should be that. Let's go ahead, click Finish. This will create our project. Once that is done, we need to add the Antler jar library into the libraries folder of our project. So we click here on our projects tab, add the jar. Now we need to find our Antler jar file. Same thing as before, the download link is in the description. It should be added. We've added our library. Next, we'll create a grammar file. To create our grammar file, we have to go up here to our package, right click it, and create an empty file. We will call it grammar. In my case, I have to also put my metric number, which is that, and then we have to end the extension with a grammar format called G4. Click Finish, it should create a grammar file. Inside the grammar file, we'll now have to add the code. In my case, I will be using an existing code. I will also leave a copy in the description below. First thing is we need to change the file name, in which case we have to change it to my file name. Package, I have to change it to the package name, which is so. Afterwards, we have to modify the build.xml. To modify the build.xml, we have to find the XML file first. It should be, click here, the Files tab, open the project. It should be right here. Double click it, and you should find this. Now at the bottom, we have to add our bit of code. Now there's a few things you have to change here since this is a copy and paste. The first thing is right here, property name, the Antler jar. We have to point it to our Antler file location. To get this file path, it's quite simple. You just go back to the projects tab, right click on your Antler jar, click edit, and copy this and paste it there. Now for the location of the grammar file, it's the same thing, but you don't have to change much. This bit, change it to your project package name. And this is your grammar file name. Oh yeah, and one more thing, make sure you change the backward slash to a forward slash. Once that's finished, we have to clean and build the project. To clean and build the project, it's simply as going up top, find run, clean and build. A bunch of files should start appearing, and if you don't see any red text in the output, you should be good to go. We will need a text file created that contains the source code. This is where the compiler will read and generate an output we want. As for the text file, it's simple as creating a new text file. Right click on your desktop. We can put this text file anywhere we want actually. Doesn't matter. Since we have a file path pointing, we'll call this lang. You can call it what you want. Inside that text file, we can add a simple arithmetic expression such as a equal 10, b equals 5, and let's say a plus b plus parentheses b maybe multiply by 2, and make sure you add an extra line at the end. And that's it for our text file. For the compiler itself, we'll need to write that function in the main file. In our main file, we have to import a few things first, so that's it for the import. In our main function, we can make the compiler work. So first thing, we need to add a way to point our program to the file, the text file. So we'll use a string. Let's say dir for directory. So make sure it's in quotes. Then we get the file location for our text file. Since we put it in the desktop, copy the location, paste it here. Make sure it's a double slash and then the file name .txt. Now the next line, we need a way for our program to read the input of the text. In this case, we'll be using a char stream. Next, we need Alexa, which is part of the grammar. It should be up here. See? Point it to our input stream. Next, we'll need a way for the Alexa to get the tokens. So we have a tokens, a common token stream. Next, we'll have a parser. A parser also exists when you build the program firsthand. See, it should be this one. There it is. And link it to the tokens. Finally, we end it with a parser.porg. Now this is all nice and all, but you can see there's still an error here, which means we need to put this inside a try-catch block. Move into the try-catch, into the try block. For this point, we need the logger, so we just do this. And we should be done. We can go ahead and build the project. Okay, now go ahead and try running the program and see what we get. As you can see in the output, we have our... Remember we wrote a equals to 10, that's right. B equals to 5. 25 is the answer since that's the arithmetic expression we set in our text file. What if we don't want to hardcode the file location in our code? We can use the Windows command line method, but we have to comment this so we don't use it. We can just reuse the same variable. Instead of the file path, we'll be using this. Now we go ahead and build. Once the project is clean and built, we can now use the command line tool. We open the CMD tool, the command prompt. We first need to find our jar file, our project jar, project folder. So you have to go there. If you do not know where your project jar is, you can see in the output. So you can go there and find it. Once you've set your directory in the command prompt to the output location of your jar file, we're going to use it. First, we need to use java-jar, our jar file. Now the argument which points us to the location of our text file is our desktop folder, which is my username, desktop, and the text file. As you can see, it's the same thing. We got our output instead in the command prompt. And that's all for this video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.